Breaking ball, Stanton drives it left field. That is 51, way over the Marlins bullpen. And Giancarlo gives Miami a 1-0 lead.
How many times we've talked about throwing him the same pitch twice, and if you did, you were going to pay the price? Well, Edwin Jackson did just that. Boy, oh boy, Giancarlo Stanton, number 51.
Oh, yeah, you just saw Giancarlo Stanton's 51st home run of the season as presented to you by StatCast, his 18th in the month of August. Dylan McGordy and Laura Britt here with you as we begin the whip around in Major League Baseball. With how Giancarlo Stanton has been hitting, do you think that there's a chance some team out there is going to want to go out and go after Giancarlo Stanton?
You know, this was a big topic just because of the fact that it recently changed ownership hands, and that maybe Derek Jeter and those other New York businessmen that took over as the new owners of the Marlins, maybe they would feel like, man, that's a deal we would never give someone 13 years, $325 million. That's really going to handcuff our ability to put a consistent winner on the field. Maybe we should want to shop him. Right as soon as those rumors started up, we changed the calendar to August, and boom! Giancarlo has the best month of his career, and he looks like the most untradeable player in baseball all of a sudden, as he's really getting ever closer to an NL MVP at this point. He's got the Marlins back in the dang wild card race. There's still a handful of games out, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I still think this is something that ownership has to entertain. Now, to connect those dots to a team that's willing to take on that contract, even if the Marlins eat a little bit of the money, there's only a few teams that could do it. It's really only the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and maybe a couple other teams that generate enough revenue, that have consistent payrolls, that would be able to just add 300 onto it, or the average annual salary that works out to a $325 million contract over 13 years. I believe there's about 10 years left on that contract. I think at this point,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and I think if it's the right deal, that this new ownership group would still consider trading him. As crazy as that sounds, and it seemed like it would rip the heart out of this franchise, who has dealt with a lot after losing Jose Fernandez. Then to think of them trading Stanton after this second half he's had seems crazy. But we've seen the Patriots, we've seen other teams take people at what seems like their peak and move them, and it winds up being advantageous in the long haul. In the end, I think he's going to be a Marlin for life.
I feel like he was listening to all the haters.
He was listening to me for sure. I've talked a lot of smack, and I feel like he's taking that
try and
hate
talk
of me
smack
out
about
on the baseball.
Giancarlo Stanton now.
I'm a fool. I
You
prove that
can't.
every